holding onto a rail inside of an elevator where you're going nowhere but up. Hey, welcome back. It is great to see you. If this is your first time tuning in and you like the videos, consider giving me that thumbs up and maybe even subscribe so you can tag along on this really cool journey. And I'm Erica and I'm coming to you from Crushed. In this week's video, we're going to take a look at the hotel that I stayed at, also the room, some of the history that was showcased at the hotel, and then we're going to go check out the attraction that I booked through City Pass that was at the hotel that I stayed at, which was super cool. My channel is evolving, you know, I'm getting a little bit different camera equipment and trying to upgrade. So going forward, a lot of my videos are going to be about the same. So they're going to be a little bit of that blended, me sitting down and talking to you and going through the vacation and going through some of the things that I learned, and also getting some real-time footage and me actually discussing on camera while I'm in that location. I really appreciate you sticking it out with me, and I'm having a great time doing these videos and sharing my journey and adventures with you. So just in case I don't break it down, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. My hotel room was on the 12th floor, and it was pretty cool because I was able to see some really cool sunsets and then some gnarly storms that ended up rolling through. I ended up staying at the HYATT Regency Hotel that was right there off of I-35 down in Dallas. So if you notice, I'm saying HYATT Regency and not the Kimpton. Whenever we get to the end of this series, of this quick trip down to Dallas, I will talk to you about what I learned and why I had to switch from the Kimpton Hotel that I had booked using points to booking this hotel not using points, and then increasing the amount that I spent and busting budget at the HYATT Regency Hotel, which was very close to other attractions that I was able to book through City Pass, and quite a few options for restaurants. Regardless of what your preference is, there were vegan options, vegetarian options, and then for those meat eaters out there, there definitely was some options for that. Walking into just the standard hotel room, you've got your bathroom on the right hand side. It's got the tub, shower, nice vanity. Then walking a little bit more into the room, on the left hand side, you've got a little bit bigger counter space in this hotel room than in the hotel room that we stayed at in Denver. This is the HYATT Hotel. I am staying here for 3 nights to check out some museums, try some new dining, and just kind of let my hair down a little bit, recenter. Right whenever you walk in, it's just a regular sized room with 2 queen beds. This is what was available whenever I booked. Over on the left hand side, we've got a nice little closet with your typical amenities, so an extra pillow, a safe, some hangers, an ironing board, which is awesome, and a full-length mirror right here. Okay. And then over on the right-hand side, we have the bathroom, just a single sink with a toilet, and then a bathtub with a shower. If you're staying by yourself, I can see this being fine, but if you're staying with somebody else, you might have an issue with utilizing the restroom with multiple people inside the room. Then walking in on the left-hand side, you've got a nice desk with a huge TV, extra space over here in the corner, 2 queen beds, extra outlets on the side. There are no USB ports on the wall, but there are inside the clock. Okay, there's a little coffee maker with some coffee, little refrigerator, some drawers, and then the view is of 35. It's not too noisy. I can hear some of the vehicle noise, but it's actually not too bad. The room temperature is perfect. When I walked in, it was nice and cool because it is almost 90 degrees outside. It is mid-April. Woo, well, that's pretty. Whenever I got to the hotel, I didn't use the valet service. I ended up parking a little bit down the hill. It was quite the trek walking up the hill to the check-in counter. So if you have any disabilities, please keep that in mind. It is a little bit of a walk from the community parking. It was about $15 a day. Just keep that in mind, that it was a little bit of a steep hill getting into the hotel. Walking in, the staff did a great job of keeping everything clean, and of course at the time of filming, it was still during COVID, but there was still social distancing. There were masks that were offered if you didn't have a mask. So coming into the hotel, I went ahead and wore my mask. But the hotel was very clean, and I really enjoyed seeing what it had to offer. So there were a couple restaurants that were on site. There was a bar and then 2 other restaurants. The staff was really good whenever I checked in to let me know, you know, what restaurant was going to be open, if the bar was going to be open later that night. And I did end up going to the bar just to have, you know, an adult beverage and kind of assess, you know, what am I going to be doing for the quick trip, and just kind of breaking that down. And one thing that really blew me away, the young lady that was checking me in, I asked her, hey, you know, what places do you like to eat at? She gave me some really great options and also offered to create the reservations for me. And I thought that that was super sweet and going above and beyond and just absolutely friendly. So the Hyatt Regency, definitely a plus on my book. I would absolutely stay there again if we're going down to Dallas. So after getting checked in and getting up to my hotel room and checking out all the different amenities, I noticed before going up the elevators that on the right hand side, whenever you walk in, there was a hallway with just a ton of pictures. There was also a place for you to rent a car. So if you needed to rent a car, there was a little booth right there before you walk down this hall. And the hall would take you to another wing of the hotel, but all of the different pictures broke down the history of Dallas. And I thought that that was super cool. So I wanted to share that with you. And then one of the attractions that I booked through City Pass was at this hotel. It was the GEO Deck, an observation deck that's up this like Space Needle looking thing. I don't know if I've told you before, but I do not like heights. But because I went to the edge of my comfort zone in a couple different situations, parasailing and zip lining, helped me kind of definitely not get over the fear of heights, but helped me kind of get through going up that high. So you ended up going up 470 feet into the air, and you were able to walk around this observation deck and see the entire city 360. But one of the things that I thought was kind of funny, whenever you're going up to the observation deck, the elevator has a glass side that you see out to the city as you're going up. And I was by myself. There wasn't anybody else in the elevator with me. And the lady that was checking me in, I told her that I'm just gonna hold on to the rail as I was filming, and you can see that. But I don't know what me holding onto the rail is going to do in an elevator. I think I thought it was gonna tip or open up. I don't know. Oh my gosh, what a dork. But as soon as I got up to the observation deck, it was totally cool. I didn't feel anxious or anything like that. It was just the ride up on the elevator, and then going down was totally different. You know, I felt a lot more comfortable. At the end of this video, I want to go ahead and share with you that observation deck. But it's nice to be able to look back and giggle at, you know, how uncomfortable I was in that situation, and just kind of getting over it, and just really reminded me to love the life that I'm in. And I challenge you, of course, to do the same. You know, love the life that you're in, and be able to look back at situations where you were right to the edge of your comfort zone, and you might have done something goofy like I did, you know, holding onto a rail inside of an elevator where you're going nowhere but up, and just be able to giggle at yourself a little bit. And I did. I was still kind of at the edge of my comfort zone, but I overcame that, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I challenge you to do the same. You know, love the life that you're in, and just try something new. Get to the edge of that comfort zone. And of course, in anything thing you do. Just get out there and crush it.
It's about a minute right up there, and then Jonathan's up there if you have any questions.
Okay. How high am I going?
470 feet up.
Oh,
shit. A little over a minute. And then behind you is a big window. If you want to view out, you can. Right, hang on.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Just like on the Empire State Building area. Not gonna lie, when I was coming up, I didn't even look out of the side of the elevator. My anxiety was through the roof coming up here. But I tried to remember going up the Empire State Building, and that was just as intense. It's really high up here. Also, the St. Louis Arch is definitely higher than this. I wouldn't be able to experience it if I tried to get my anxiety in check. This is really cool. So I'm definitely glad I did this. This is one of the things that you can choose from with the City Pass. Definitely worth it. It's only 470 feet up. It's pretty high up. But just to be able to see the city like this is super cool. Very cool. So I'm going to go ahead and do one more loop around and then